If you're not familiar with Whatever Podcast is a little messy dating show put together by Brian Atlas, and he brings women on and argues with them about dating. Woman who was sitting to the right of the host was giving some real facts to these ladies that I just thought were important for other young ladies to know. So what's up, my friends, and welcome back once again. If you're new to the Jaberhood, welcome on in, take a seat, look around. You'll probably find something that'll make you laugh or make you be like, oh, I kind of agree with that. So sit down, stay a while, hit the subscribe button if you have not already done so. If you are a member of the Jaberhood, what's up, homie? Glad to see y'all. And I know that we like to listen to stuff that is just simply entertaining. And in this instance, young ladies are talking about how they want to be rich and they have to do what they have to do to get it.
So I'll come back to that. Thank you, Grid One, man. Appreciate
Only
it.
simp state OnlyFans girls. It is an L for a man to have his woman available for public consumption. Calling men insecure for not wanting a sex worker GF is lying to yourself. Stop it. Be better.
So look, the reality is, thank you, Grid One. Appreciate it. When it comes to the money, right? The reality is that's why men aren't.
Buddy right here is smiling so smugly. I'm glad that you say that.
Quite frankly, are not interested in your career, your education, your success.
Before doing like OnlyFans, I still like to take care of my man.
You just said you want a provider.
Yeah, I would want a provider. I would like my man to pay for, primarily like most things. But do I want to take us on vacation? Do I want to, hey, you want some nice things for Christmas?
When you say take him on vacation, do you mean pay for your half?
No.
And he pays for his?
No, I would pay for us to go on vacation. Thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's cool. Most women who make good money.
I think the hard thing too is we live in a society where there's different expectations and different people, and everybody wasn't raised to celebrate partnership within marriage or to celebrate a man being a provider and a woman being able to stay at home and be more of the homemaker. It's not celebrated. It's more pitted against each other. So if you don't find somebody who aligns with what you've been raised with a little bit and what your morals and belief are and what you want for your own family, then it just ain't gonna work. OnlyFans model or not, paying for trips or not, I really think it comes down to things outside of finances.
You don't even do that.
Yeah, I mean,
the relationship should be 50-50, I think.
I don't believe in that necessarily, but I think you're referring to the top percentage of men who can afford to financially take care of their wives and their family. I mean, your husband must make great money. Like in this economy, just to you don't contribute anything to a relationship, it's kind of unrealistic. Like, I do think...
She lives in Arizona as well. Like, for example, I was at my hotel and I had something to eat when I flew in, and I was just shocked. Like, oh my, this is almost nothing, because Las Vegas is extremely expensive, but most of America, they can live simple lives, right? Mm-hmm. Like Arizona is reasonably low cost, especially if you don't live in Scottsdale or like next to a golf course. And so I think we overestimate what it costs to actually live. But the worst part about it is that we want to live beyond our means. Not everyone is meant to drive a luxury car, and we have to accept that. That's one of the sicknesses in the society. That's why.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with living within your means, even below your means. I know for me, people be trying to encourage me to move to LA, New York. Oh, this is how you could grow your career. I'm perfectly fine in Kansas City, Missouri, growing my career right here. I don't need to go somewhere in order to enjoy the life that I see for myself. It's a healthy, stable family and wealth, not just money, but wealth. And that's going to happen by having a partner with me, So I like what he's saying here. And more people need to say this, that it's okay to have a normal damn life. And it's okay to not drive a luxury vehicle. I have two options of cars and they both are under 10 grand because I'm not trying to spend no money like that. I ain't trying to have a high car payment. And that's just me though. That's just, because I know what I like to do. I know what I see for myself. And I think that that's fine. And I just want that to be out in the air for people. Anybody who feels like they have to live above their means or they have to keep up with somebody or your friend is making you feel a type of way because you're not doing what they doing, don't even worry about that shit. Focus on what you got going on and what's going to make you happy. Shit.
Earlier, I said I respect janitors. I respect working men who go to work and toil and earn on an hourly basis. Mm-hmm. And they can provide a life for you if you're willing to accept that the greatest value in your life is your family, as opposed to going to to Mykonos and turning up in Tulum. Not everyone is meant to drive a luxury car, and we have to accept that. That's one of the sicknesses in the society. That's why earlier I said I respect janitors. I respect working men who go to work and toil and earn on an hourly basis. And they can provide a life for you if you're willing to accept that the greatest value in your life is your family, as opposed to going to Mykonos and turning up in Tulum. And the problem is too many chicks want to go turn up in Tulum. And that's precisely why a guy like me, if I were trying to be a savage, I could be, because there's not a lot of guys who can, be in his position and say, oh, all you guys want to go to Tulum? Pack your bags. We're going tomorrow. Right. And they'll do it. They'll pack their bags. So the problem is not accepting what is meant for you and wanting too much.
How do you know that that's what's meant for everyone? I do think some women are, meant to be, traditional home, like mothers and traditional wives.
It sounds like all of you said you want to be that.
And I do think she enjoys.
Yeah.
Just later.
I think later. But I would still want to, I've had dreams of like having a coffee shop. I would like to.
The entire show is not about you. So.
Okay, is anyone else talking? I don't even know why you need to be rude about it.
I'm not,
and we were having a conversation with each other.
I know, but I was going around the table asking a question, and I want to get fully around the table so everybody has an opportunity.
I feel like you need to be rude about it, but.
But you to be fair, you have kind of dominated. You have kind of dominated the conversation.
And so has he. But I mean, you didn't tell him anything.
Well, I interrupted this back and forth.
I know, but you only told me.
But remember, there's all women as one.
You know what? We could have already continued on with the conversation.
And we could have, and let's do it.
Okay, so the question was...
That's why I couldn't be on one of these. Oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't have the patience. I wouldn't be even for the back and forth in this type of conversation. Just, it's two different opposing opinions. But is it just me, or does this one right up here in the red, do her eyes look crooked or something? What's going on?
Do you think it's insecure if a guy does not want to date a woman who does sex work or OnlyFans?
I think it depends on the kind of sex work. Like if it's porn and the girl is having multiple scenes with different people, then that's different than a girl that's selling provocative images, and that's different than a girl that's done sex tapes with someone. Even if it was a partner. But
sure, I agree with you that there's degrees to it. For example, a girl who's selling tasteful lingerie photos, that's not as bad as a girl who's having sex with other men, and that's not as bad as a street prostitute. I agree with you that there's degrees to it.
I don't think it makes you insecure to not want to. Honestly, it's preference.
What about you?
No.
Wait, hold on. You were... You're the one.
She said no. Can go.
You were the one arguing.
She said, stop talking to me. Since you was mean to me in the first place, don't say nothing to me, okay?
That it was insecure. Okay,
no, I wasn't. I didn't say it was insecure. No, I agree. I don't think it's insecure. No, we were talking about something else. Like, I think it's completely fair if a man doesn't want to be with a woman who does OnlyFans. Like,
but I thought you said it was insecure.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure that...
No, she was saying it was insecure.
Wait.
No, I'm pretty sure the reason... Okay, fine.
No, I didn't. Okay, we can play it back. Okay. I'll have my girl record this and I'll send you the video. I did not say that.
I'm pretty sure...
Let's do a timestamp.
Go ahead.
Anyone have that timestamp? Send it.
What about you?
I don't think that's insecure. I just think that it might not line up with their morals and their values, because different men have different morals and values.
Okay.
And whether it be that. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think it's insecure. I think it's a boundary.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's not insecure. If someone is dating an OnlyFans model, it means that they don't really have much self-worth in themselves if they allow their wife or girlfriend to be doing that. I think if they're a high-value man I think if they're a high-value man, then they would want a high-value woman who's not only just...
Remind me of that girl, Peach Pearl, what is her name? Whatever the girl is, who's also with the Red Pill community and wants to be basically the female representative and be like, no, ladies, you guys are doing it wrong because these guys are all right and you guys are all wrong. She has the whole aesthetic and the get up. Now, some of her points may be valid, but I don't think she really dressed like this on a day-to-day basis.
Traditional and has good morals, but is also virtuous. I think there's that too as well, which is why your past does actually matter, but you can change from it. And I believe in that as long as you stick to it.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
I don't want to act like her. No, I'm messing with you. Are you saying that a woman cannot be a high value woman and be an OnlyFans woman?
Well, okay.
That's
depending to the degree of it. She can, I guess. In this day and age, so many women are doing that they could come out of it as long as they stuck to a certain faith or moral, whether that's a religion or they just...
I'm saying while she's an OnlyFans girl.
Yeah, no.
No.
Isabella?
Okay, I do not think it's insecure for a man to not want to be with an OnlyFans girl. I think that a woman reflects her man. And as we all agreed, even though some of you do OnlyFans, you guys did say that maybe I don't want my family seeing this. It's obviously not a respectable career choice. So it reflects on the man because everyone else can see what is supposed to be his. And I really do believe that. So, and I also think that it
because I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want a man who's super into fitness and into posting photos of himself with no shirt on, running with no shirt on. To me, that's just too explicit. Even posting with the little shorts and the legs open down at the gym. Nah, because now you're just trying to show off, and I really don't like that shit. I don't be doing that. You know, I don't be having my ass out so everybody can see. So I don't want nobody who's doing that. And I don't want nobody who is selling their body, because I ain't selling my body. I don't care if it's stripping. I don't care if it's, oh, they can't see my face because I didn't have that too. Oh, they can't tell it's my tattoos. Yeah, okay, yeah, fuck her right. No. I want clean cut man. I don't want nobody from the street. I want somebody who go to work, come home, got a W-2, health insurance, 401k, been down at the job for at least 5 years. That's what I want. I don't want some of these scammers, some of these dudes who look like they want to be rappers or they are trying to pursue a rap career. No, unless they have a full-time job while trying to pursue this career. No, give me a normal man.
Takes a pretty emasculated man to be okay with that. Sharing his woman's body, even if it's just
not
via
sharing,
picture.
it's just images, you know.
Renting out.
But everyone can see what
I would have kind of got offended. Renting what out?
Pay-per-view, it's
Wake up in
different.
the morning, took a pics, and that's it. That's not, I'm sharing my body. I'm sharing my body only with my boyfriend.
But also it reflects that the man isn't providing for his woman, because why would she have to go out and make money that way if he's not providing for her?
Because maybe she wants to have her own money, you know?
And I think that shows that she's not submitted to her man.
Is there anything wrong with?
Well, I don't agree with that part. I know the argument is basically about OF models, but I do feel like in a lot of cases, women do just want their own money. So there ain't nothing wrong with working. In fact, my mom doesn't have to work, but she'll have like little things that she does here and there just to make a little money here and there just because she wants her own stuff.
With a woman wanting to make her own money and, you know, wanting to enjoy, you know, trips and wanting to enjoy nice things and, you know, wanting to be able to, you know, sustain herself in the case that, you know, maybe she doesn't find a husband or it doesn't work out.
Do you need to do OnlyFans to do that?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
No, but I do think you can probably make a lot more money doing that than doing a job where you're working 40 hours a week.
You know what? I actually had something. I actually had a thought on that.
I mean, that could be true, but it's at what cost?
Suboptimal dating choice.
I can understand
In the same way that it might be a suboptimal dating choice for a woman to date a millionaire over a billionaire, to use an extreme example.
Yeah. That's fair.
But
I think everything comes at a price. And I think some women, you know, I think myself, you know, starting OnlyFans, like, hey, this could be looked at in a negative way. You know, I could have this negative stigma, and there could be some men who potentially, you know, would not consider me as a partner because of what I do. Yeah. And I think some women, I'm sure, you know, the women who do OnlyFans probably realize that, but the trade-off is their freedom, the money that they're making.
But it did occur
they're
to
being
me.
able to enjoy their lives. Maybe she's taking care of her family. Like, I don't know.
But it did occur to me, what if you made enough money in a 3-year period to basically just retire at 23? Again, I'm sure that's like most women who do OnlyFans.
Even if they made that amount of money, they wouldn't be able to utilize that outside of OnlyFans for very long. They'll be broke shortly.
You think that?
I don't think that's
They'll be broke shortly.
Because this is red pill guy.
Wait, are you talking?
He was so good.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about lifestyle creep? Like they start making so much money that their lifestyle is going to creep, and then
that, and they're not business people.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
But it's not true.
To be a content creator in any sector, you have to be a business person. You have to be self-motivated. You have to be passionate. You have to be disciplined. You have to sometimes act as your own team. Some weeks there's no sleep. Some months there's no off days, 0 off days mentally to make this business boom, especially if you want to make real money at it. There's no market out here online that has such a low competition. You could just blow out the water. No, it takes diligence and hard work to make it doing any type of video work. I don't care what, TikToks, Instagrams, Facebooks, YouTube. It takes work and it takes business savvy to figure out how not only to make the video work, but the back end of the video work, the visuals work, what the audience wants, what demographic to appear to. All of this is business stuff. Then when you're thinking about the money of it, you got to think about the money that it costs to run your operation, what your internet costs, whatever apps you use, what is your software like?
Not at all.
Okay. I own an OnlyFans agency, for instance.
Would anyone like to hear why?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't have to explain.
Because I'm like, I know, multiple girls.
So in your case, it would be different because you're operating a business system rather than being a practitioner, right? So you are a practitioner,
both, right?
but you also operate the business system. Now, when you get really effective in operating that system, then you don't even need to be a practitioner, right?
Correct.
Just like he can get up and walk away and the show continues, the super chats continue. It's a business system.
Right. But when you say that, most OnlyFans models
most
are
of them
not
will be
business
broke.
people. I'm like, that's
they're not
true.
They're
I
not
agree.
business
Most of
people.
them probably, but there are exceptions.
Most people.
She said, first of all, I'm a digital pimp. You feel me? So my agency always got hoes.
Even in the most developed economy in the world, the United States of America are not business people. There's no chance that an OnlyFans girl who makes multiple millions is going to display significantly different behavior than, say, a football player who makes many millions and ends up broke years later. Why would she do anything differently? And the football player has an agent around him, has a financial manager, and they still end up broke. Here's why. They acquired their wealth not using the mind, but using the body. It doesn't mean they don't have a mind, but often they've not developed the skills of financial literacy. And what's more, they don't know much about investing and they don't have a business that they can push that money into such that it would grow instead of disappear because they're going to maintain a certain lifestyle. So yes, they will inevitably become broke. And that's in the majority of cases. Now, if you guys are outliers, I very much so hope that's the case. I'd be happy for you and impressed, but it's improbable.
They tune out so quick.
I went into it knowing that I wanted to be out in a few years, and I have a certain amount set aside from every single month. My lifestyle has not increased or changed with the amount of money that I've made. And yeah, I don't agree with that.
And you're speaking of your case, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And for your case, you might be an outlier in the data. You might be an anomaly. And that's very good. I'd be very happy for you. And I don't perceive you to be a very materialistic person. So maybe it's true in your case. I'm just saying what is most likely. And it's important to speak of what's most
the shade.
Most likely, because if a young lady is watching this show and she's like, oh, these OnlyFans girls are making so much money, I want to go become an OnlyFans girl. And then she does it. And now her pictures and videos are on the internet forever. And she only ended up making like $8,000 in her run. And then the money starts to taper off. Then it's like, wow, you sold your future for $8,000 US and you can never get it back.
If she only made $8,000, not that many people saw it. So I think she'll be just fine.
Here's a problem. Here's a true story.
No, go ahead.
Okay. This is a true story. I hire a lot of assistant generalists for different businesses that I have. I hired a young lady in Nevada. She was a student at UNLV. I looked at her resume, seemed phenomenal. I was like, okay, great. This is a good hire. And I'd been searching for a while for someone good. I like to have good people on my team. So I hired her. And when I go live, I tell all of my folks, I say, hey, I want you to do the job that you want to do most. That's aligned with where you want to be in the world. You're an assistant generalist. I need you to generally help me make money. And whatever way makes sense to you, I want you to tell me what that is. And we're going to do that. So I had one Vietnamese assistant, one white assistant, and then this girl was Habesha, Ethiopian, East African, good looking girl. And she says, oh, I want to come on camera. Right. So she said, I want to come on camera. I said, are you sure? She says, yeah. I said, well, I want you to know I'm not doing a fictional show. This is a real show. People will be watching. I'm not ultra famous, but there's enough people watching that, the truth, people can find out the truth. The internet is undefeated. She's like, yeah, no problem. I want to be on camera. I was all right, for sure. First time we go live, someone sends in a super chat, says, hey, don't believe her. She's just fronting. She's just pretending to be a good girl. And then I was like, look, is your life based on hating? Because I teach people to be optimistic, positive, build, don't destroy. So I tell the person who sent the super chat, like, tearing her down, does that help you? I just thought they were being like, as you said, red pill, incel kind of thinking, like jealousy because they couldn't get her kind of thing. I was like, it's silliness. We go live a couple more times. One time I'm walking into a meeting for one of my other businesses, right? I'm walking into a serious meeting and I'm just like going through some emails and I see an email. Guy says, hey, this is, your assistant, click this link. I see it's a pornographic link. I'm kind of like, this dude's ridiculous. I hate pornography, right? So I just like, okay, I go into my meeting. I come out of my meeting, right? And I click the link, but it wouldn't open up on my phone for some reason. I kind of forget about it. Then eventually I get on my computer later, right? I click the link, and video starts playing, and it's an East African girl. Now, mind you, I've been to Ethiopia. These people have a lot of homogeneity. They do look very much so the same, right? So I was like, oh, maybe this is just another East African girl. And just as I'm about to close the video, because I'm disgusted, I don't want to watch it, it's like an old, fat, white dude. He looked like maybe he was in his early 50s, and it was a young Ethiopian, good-looking girl, right? And just as I'm about to close it, her hand reaches out, and then I see something that is easy to remember. She wears a ring that has a cross on it because she's Ethiopian Orthodox Christian. And as soon as I saw that ring, I was like, oh.
Look at them. They like, see, she messed that up. She knew better than to do that. I don't know why she did that. She should have knew better. You know, the way that I teach my homegirls is like, don't do that, girl. But and old white man. Nothing against white men, but old. But I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, that's her. And then she leaned forward, and then her necklace fell out because she always wears a necklace that has a cross on it as well. And so her ring was shown when she grabs this guy's penis, and then when she was leaning down to do some other things you all are familiar with, her necklace falls out. Her Christian necklace. And then at that point,
off to making that video.
Yeah, it was crazy. But that's how they are nowadays.
Like, girl, what are you doing? Fucking with Jesus Christ.
You've met Christians like that, right? That's how they are nowadays. So anyways, the question immediately for me was, okay, now I don't mind having someone who works for me who does OnlyFans, who's a street hooker. I don't care. As long as you told me the truth at the beginning, and as long as you came on camera live with me under your true identity. So I share this with one of my assistants, not that we gossip, but I wanted to know from a woman's perspective. Because there's some things that as men we can't relate to.
Butler donated $200. Lack of self-reflection is a common symptom of genital herpes. Most of them look like escorts ranging from very affordable to slightly above average pricing. Yet you don't notice this? Hashtag herpes symptoms.
There you go.
Look like an expensive escort.
He's a urologist.
Politicians and athletes.
He's always... did you want to...
Long story short, I asked the Vietnamese assistant, what should we do? She's like, fire that bee. Fired. I say that to say this. The girl never had an OnlyFans. I don't know how that video was created. I don't know what the context was, but she's a random girl who's a second-year student at UNLV who lost her job because of a random video that somehow was on the internet and somehow someone found it. She's not famous or successful and made $0 from that video.
Overall, I think what riles me up about OF models and how they live this luxury lifestyle is not telling the behind-the-scenes facts. What do y'all do on the down months? How do you operate your business from day to day? Yeah, we've seen Lily Phillips' little documentary and how it was really taking a toll on her internally. But I wish they would talk about that more openly than they do, as opposed to just making it seem like being a escort or being on a website is something easy to do and you'll automatically be able to live this luxury lifestyle and travel around the world. So let me know what you guys think about the clip. If you want to watch the full 5-hour-long interview, then that is in the description box, as well as the shorter clip is in the description box. I have been the Just Kaysen brand. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned in. Please make sure to like the video. You guys are already going to comment y'all's thoughts down below. Hit your notification bell so you catch me each and every single time I come on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.